Hey friends, welcome back and hello to you new people too. I'm Courtney. Today's video is actually a collaboration video that I did with my friend Emily from Emily Wolf Beauty. If you haven't checked out her channel, please pop over and check it out. I'm going to put it in the description box down below, and I'm going to put a little link up here so you can just click on over and make it super easy to check her out. Emily's one of my favorite people. She is very calm and relaxing and mature, and she does lots of fun, colorful looks. Her eyes are hooded, kind of like mine too, and she has amazing hair. She's just all around a great person. So anyway, go check out her video too. All right, so for me, when it comes to high school, let's see. I was a huge dork. I was in band and drumline and choir and let's see. I also did drama and photography, lots of art. Like I did lots of fine art stuff. So I was a huge dork. I was definitely in more of like the alternative crowd. So I wouldn't say I was goth because I didn't know what goth was. I just didn't. For some context, I grew up in Indiana in the Midwest, and I went to high school between 92 and 96. Or 93 and 93. Sorry, I went to high school between 93 and 96 because I graduated in 96. So high school days were definitely not my favorite. I didn't know really much at all about makeup. Probably anything I learned about makeup, I learned from my friends Chrissy and April. Shout out to you girls. Because they were in color guard, and so I think anything I learned I probably picked up from them. I didn't wear a lot of eyeshadow in high school because I didn't know it at the time, but I have hooded eyes and my eyeshadow would just disappear, so I didn't really waste a lot of time on it. When I was looking back at pictures of myself from high school to reference, and I'm going to share these horrible pictures with you just because you're going to be, I don't know, you're probably going to laugh. All right, anyway, laugh hard. So this is from like my senior photos with my brown hair all the way, you know, like chin length bob. I cut it off. It was down to my waist before I got these photos taken. I wore like that sort of brick red or burgundy brown lipstick, and I had smudged, like I would smudge my eyeliner and put on foundation, and that'd be about it. So I'm gonna take you through that. I don't have any of the brands here that I wore in high school. I know for sure that I wore Revlon Burnt Raisin lipstick like a lot. I'm not really sure what the reddish brown color was I was wearing in that picture that you see. For my face, I wore the palest shade of CoverGirl that I could find in the powder. It was still a little bit too dark, but I didn't know any better. I just figured, well, that's the lightest shade. That's got to be my match. And I think, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and begin. I'm pretty certain in high school, I know for sure I didn't know anything about primer. So what I would do is pretty much apply whatever powder with the little sponge that came with it. And what I have here, because I wasn't going to go out and buy stuff just for this, especially not stuff that wasn't cruelty-free. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Redness Powder. The shade is Transforming Porcelain Beige. And I'm just going to apply it the way I would in high school, where I basically put a bunch on this and just kind of drag it on my face. This is not good for dry skin. Oh, I didn't have a nose ring in high school. Pop that out. I feel like I put foundation on my eyes too, but I'm not 100% sure in that. And this is pretty much what I would do. I would just basically rub it on. And FYI, this is not flattering if you have dry skin like I do, but in high school I didn't have dry skin. I don't think I had like a foundation brush or anything. I would just basically use these until they fell apart. I kind of remember that's how my grandma would put on her makeup. My grandmother wore makeup every day until she died. She would always put on her base, and that was it. She didn't do really anything else, but that foundation she did. Yeah, so, all right, there's my foundation. I didn't touch my brows. I didn't do anything to my brows until I was like, I don't know, 30, 32. So this is what my brows looked like in high school, and I can give you a comparison, or you can see in the comparison photo of my pictures, like they just look like this. This is just their natural shape. Okay. So next I would do my eyes, and I thought originally that when I would do like, I thought I would just do ringed eyeliner around, but when I was looking at my senior photos, it looks like I started learning how to smudge my eyeliner a little bit my senior year. So I'm just gonna apply Urban Decay's Perversion Mascara. I'm just gonna apply Urban Decay's Perversion eyeliner. I wouldn't have used this in high school. I would have used something from the drugstore, maybe Wet n Wild. I'm not sure, just something. And I'm pretty certain I would basically just run it along my top like this. I don't think I lined the upper waterline at all. I don't think I knew that was a thing. And I would line my lower lash line. But it doesn't look like, yeah, it looks like I must have just smudged it in the rest of the way. I was more sophisticated than I gave myself credit for. And then I would like, not even really cat eye it out, but I would do that. And I don't know if like my eyeliner had one of those smudgy things in the back or if I would use a Q-tip, but I can definitely use a Q-tip now to just kind of smudge it. And I might have, it looks like I also probably would color in the waterline, the lower, but not the upper. I'm gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. I don't think I ever took that long doing my makeup. I think I would just kind of like put it on and smudge and go. All right, so after I put on my eyeliner, I would probably put on mascara. I think I wore mascara. The only drugstore mascara I have right now is the Physicians Formula Sexy Booster Cat Eyes Mascara. So I'm gonna put that on. I have always sucked at applying mascara. All right, so I got a little bit of mascara on, got my heavy eyeliner on. I feel like my eyeliner isn't like, I feel like it would be more heavier than this, like raccoon eyes. I really feel like I did the raccoon eyes thing. All right, so that might be a little bit closer. For my lips, like I mentioned, I would always put on either like a burgundy brown or a burnt raisin, like a purpley burgundy color. So I guess what I'm gonna put on now would be the Marc Jacobs Send Nudes, because it's like a 90s nude. So I'm like, well, probably close enough. All right, and there you have it. That would probably be all I would wear in high school because I didn't really know anything about makeup. I didn't have any skills, and this is what I thought looked good. Could be much worse. All right, so there you have it. This is kind of what I wore in high school. For the longest time, you have to understand, I was just such a huge dork. I wore glasses, which people made fun of me for because the lenses were so thick. I had really long hair down to my waist, which just never looked quite right, which is why I finally cut it off into a bob. And I kept like my hair shorter, basically between probably my chin and my shoulder for years, just because I was like, I don't look good with long hair. Now I think I look great with long hair. But anyway, what did you wear in high school? Please be sure to let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to go check out Emily's video. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, please give it a thumbs up and share. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.